We're into the top 10, and at number 10 on my list of favorite Final Fantasy games of all time is Final Fantasy XIV. And this is a complicated one. I've got to begin with the caveats, which is that I have not finished the newest expansions. I haven't even gotten to them. I finished Stormblood, and so that's where I am in the story. So there's apparently, according to the universal consensus out there, the best is yet to come. And for that reason, I think this is one that could move up the list in future iterations if I return to this. So there's that caveat I've got to begin with. And the other one is that I'm really not an MMO player. I've put more time into this Final Fantasy game than any other Final Fantasy game by a comfortable margin. And I wouldn't say by any means that I haven't enjoyed my time there. Sometimes it's felt more like a grind than at others. And there are certain elements of the MMO arena, I don't know, atmosphere, vibe, or whatever that just don't work with me, and some that really do. Ultimately, though, I think a lot of the issues that I do have with the game, why I might have it a little bit lower than other people who would probably have it at number 1 on their list, all come down to that MMO stuff. I don't always have the extra funds to pay for the monthly fee. It's not a gameplay style that I'm familiar or comfortable with. As much as I know some of this has changed, when I was playing it, you did have to wait for other players to do dungeons, and sometimes other players weren't particularly patient with me. A lot of the things that just go into not fully knowing or understanding at first how to interact with an MMO game, and so spending a lot of time doing trial and error stuff. But most people are familiar with the potential shortcomings that this game might have for you as an individual. And I think most people are also aware that one of the great strengths of this game is that it is like a Final Fantasy amusement park come to life. It's absolutely beautiful and wonderful to explore, to see all the different kinds of cultures, cityscapes and landscapes and characters, all the references to old Final Fantasy games. And I've known some people suggest, oh, I'm only supposed to play it because it's just references to the older Final Fantasies. Absolutely not. That is very much an extra dressing, the dessert, if you will, to the entree that is the meat and bones of Final Fantasy XIV. I do think it has a lot of things that sometimes fans of the game can overlook a little bit or not understand why newcomers aren't going to be as intrigued. I think there can be a lot of hurdles there at the beginning. And even as someone that's put hundreds of hours into the game, I still find that those hurdles are a big part of the reason why I've gone slower with it and why I haven't gotten back into the newer expansions, despite how beloved they are. That said, I do expect to return to them. This game has shown off at its best that it can match up with some of the very best of Final Fantasy, and so maybe it'll move up a future iteration of my list. For now, it's a game that I love but can't quite put in the absolute upper echelon of Final Fantasy.